जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय गोविंद वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोविंद वल्लभा जय Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 22, Text 35. Before getting into the text, let us chant the invocation prayers. Nigamakalpatarorgalitam phalam Sukhamukhatamrita dravasamyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamadayam Mukuraho rasika bhuvibhavakaha Narayanam namaskritya Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishiki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Ayatayamastasyan Yama Swantara Yapanaha Ayatayamastasyasan Yama Swantara Yapanaha Shrinvato Dhyayato Vishnu Shrinvato Dhyayato Vishnu Kurvato Bruvata Kataha Kurvato Bruvata Kataha Ayatayamastasyasan Yama Swantara Yapanaha Shrinvato Dhyayato Vishnu Kurvato Bruvata Kataha
Ayatayamastasyasan Yamaha Swantara Yapanaha Shrinvado Dhyayato Vishnu Kurvado Bruvadakada
Ayatayamastasyasan Yama Swantara Yapanaha Shrinvato Dhyayato Vishnu Kurvato Bruvatah Kataha Ayatayamastasyasan
Urvato Bruvata
अयातयामस्तस्यासन् यामस्वान्तरयापनाः शृण्वतो ध्यायतो विष्णोः कुर्वतो ब्रुवतः कथाः
Ayatayamaha. Time never lost. Tasya. Of Manu. Asan. Where. Yamaha. The hours. Swa antara. His duration of life. Yapanaha. Bringing to an end. Shanvataha. Hearing. Dhyayataha. Contemplating. Vishnoho. Of Lord Vishnu. Kurvataha. Acting. Bruvataha. Speaking. Kataha. The topics. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace of H. Naran Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. Please repeat. Consequently, although his duration of life gradually coming to an end, his long life consisting of a Manvantara era was not spent in vain, since he ever engaged in hearing, contemplating, writing down, and chanting the pastimes of the Lord. Purport. As freshly prepared food is very tasteful, but if kept for 3 or 4 hours becomes stale and tasteless, so the existence of material enjoyment can endure as long as life is fresh. But at the fag end of life, everything becomes tasteless and everything appears to be vain and painful. The life of Emperor Swayambhuva Manu, however, was not tasteless. As he grew older, his life remained as fresh as in the beginning because of his continued Krishna consciousness. The life of a man in Krishna consciousness is always fresh. It is said that the sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening, and its business is to reduce the duration of everyone's life. But the sunrise and sunset cannot diminish the life of one who engages in Krishna consciousness. Swayambhuva Manu's life did not become stale after some time, for he engaged himself always in chanting about and meditating upon Lord Vishnu. He was the greatest yogi because he never wasted his time. Especially it is mentioned here, Vishnu kurvata purvataha kataha. When he talked only of Krishna and Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. When he heard something, it was about Krishna. When he meditated, it was upon Krishna and his activities. It is stated that his life was very long, 71 yugas. One yuga is completed in 4,320,000 years. 71 of such yugas is the duration of the life of a Manu, and 14 such Manus come and go in one day of Brahma. For the entire duration of his life, 4,320,000 into 71 years, Manu engaged in Krishna consciousness by chanting, hearing, talking about and meditating upon Krishna. Therefore, His life was not wasted, nor did it become stale. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Gurun Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahajana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Ladita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhurya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Krishna 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 Devi Pada Swami Tamne Namo Sarvane Bhagavane Gaurudavane Uttarane Nuntam Karoti Vachalam Padunandaya Dekane Kripadam Nandeshe Vrundittarana Paramanandam Sri Chaitanya Krishna Tathanchana Smrite Svindushkaram Shvaram Bhavet Smrite Uparikam Syat Sri Chaitanya Namavitam Hare Krishna. So we have limited time today, and the verse is also about time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just give you two concepts today, and I'm going to leave you with these two concepts. Okay. So the first concept is about time management, because the whole shloka and the purport, Prabhupada deals about time and how time is properly utilized. And nowadays this is a big fad in the management world to talk about time management. So I want to give you one concept about time management and a related concept on how to save time. Okay. And with these two concepts we will close today. So the first concept we want to deal with is time management. So nowadays it's a big thing that everyone talks about this at different levels, that how to manage time. But actually this is the biggest bogus concept, which is called as time management. Why it is a big bogus concept? Because we have to understand that we don't manage time. Time manages us. It's as simple as that. Because in Bhagavad Gita, 11th chapter, when Lord was showing his Virat Roop, and then the Virat Roop was initially very beautiful, very wonderful, very attractive, and slowly it became a horror movie. And then it was so horrible that the whole thing was so fearful, and actually Arjuna started shivering, seeing the display of the gruesome form of the universal form, where everything in the army and everybody was just going into the teeth and mouth of the universal form, just the heads broken, the hands and limbs hanging, blood dripping, and the whole ghastly scenario of the universal form. And Arjuna was shivering, and then he asked, "Who are you?" And then Krishna said, "I am time. Time I am. I have come to destroy everything. And you, Arjuna, you just become an instrument." And even in the ghastly scenario, Krishna cracked a joke. He said, "Nimitra matram bhava savya sachin." Okay. That's the joke. Okay. He said, just become an instrument. And then he did not say in the prayer, Arjuna. He did not say Nimitra matram bhava Arjuna. He said, Nimit Pramatram Bhava Savya Sachin. Why that particular word Savya Sachin? Because Savya Sachin means that Arjuna has a very special skill, that he could throw arrows using both his hands. He could use both his hands to throw arrows. And that's not some ordinary skill. That's supposed to be very, very special. That gave Arjuna a special name, Savya Sachin. And then Krishna was telling, don't think because you are so skilled in throwing arrows, you are going to win this war. He simply said, I have managed to win this war as time factor. I have already managed everything for you. Don't be proud that you are Savya Sachin. Don't be proud that you are MBA. or CA, or ADA, or ABCDEFGH. Everything is managed by time. And Krishna is time. So there is no question of managing time. So time management is an atheistic, bogus concept. Nobody can manage time. Time manages this material world. So what can we manage? We can manage ourselves to fit within this 24 hours of time which is given to us. So actually there is nothing called as time management. It's only self-management. How do we manage ourselves to pack what activities make sense to us within the allotted 24 hours? We don't manage time. So then comes the question that what makes sense to us? Obviously, Krishna consciousness should make sense to us because we are sitting here. So the whole point is that how could we manage ourselves to fit activities of Krishna consciousness within the 24 hours? What stops us from getting or packing 24 hours of Krishna conscious activity within our allotted time? Once we make this paradigm shift, that there is nothing called as time management and there is only self-management to fit ourselves within time, then we can move to this next concept. That what robs our time? What robs our time? It's a very interesting concept. According to Shastra, there are three types of activities. And maybe most of you know. One is called as Nitya Karma, the other one is called as Naimitika Karma, and the third one is called as Kamya Karma. So Nitya Karma means your daily activities. We get up in the morning, we take bath, brush our teeth, do what we want, chant our 16 rounds, follow 4 regulative principles. This is our daily activity, Nitya Karma. Naimitika Karma means that we do activities on a certain occasion based on the occasion. For example, yesterday was Ekadashi, we were fasting. Today is Dwadasi, we will feast. When a child is born, we will do Jata Karma, we will do the different samskaras, and things like that. So these all become Naimitika Karma. That activities which are done due to a particular reason. And then there is a third thing called as Kamya Karma. Before that, Nitya Karma and Naimitika Karma cannot be avoided. According to Shastra, if you avoid Nitya Karma and Naimitika Karma, it is sin. We simply get into sinful situation. If you stop Nitya Karma and Naimitika Karma. And then there is something called as Kamya Karma. This Kamya Karma, according to Shastra, is not compulsory. But you can do it. Or you need not do it. It's an option. It's an optional thing. Okay. But the nature of Kamya Karma is that the moment you do one Kamya Karma, it comes with a package. The package is that it has its own Nitya Karma, it has its own Naimittika Karma, and it has its own Kamya Karma. That's the package. Now I will give a small example. There is no Shastric injunction to carry a mobile phone. But you may choose to have a mobile phone. This is Kamya Karma. Okay? So the moment you have a mobile phone, then it comes with a Nitya Karma. What is that? People will call you. And then you have to answer. You cannot have a mobile phone and not answer. They will call you, hello, how are you? When you are eating. They will call you, hello, how are you? You say, I am eating. Oh, you're eating, huh? Can we speak for 5 minutes? I am eating. Oh, people want to talk to you. And you cannot have it. And of course you have to charge. That's all. Okay. And then there is Naimittika Karma. What? No. The company will give you a better phone. So you have to upgrade the phone. You cannot keep some old, like before when I had mobile phone, it was this thick, and you had to carry it like this, like a small baby, carrying like a small baby. You have to carry the mobile phone. You cannot carry it till now like that. So you have to upgrade. The company will give new phone and upgrade. Technology will change and upgrade. Okay, this is Naimittika Karma. What is Kamya Karma? You can have a smartphone instead of a normal phone. This is Kamya Karma. The moment you have a smartphone, then it gives your own Nitya Karma, Naimittika Karma and Kamya Karma. Because the smartphone has many facilities. It has appointment, it has that, it has this. So you start using it on daily basis. That becomes your Nitya Karma. Then the smartphone fellow will give a software update. You have to update the software now and then. It is Naimittika Karma. What could be Kamya Karma? You can have a data package on the smartphone. That is Kamya Karma. The moment you take a data package on the smartphone, it comes with own Nitya Karma, Naimittika Karma and Kamya Karma. This is only one smartphone. We are not talking about many other things which are sitting in our house. We just talked about one item. And you can see nicely expanded to fill our 24 hours. And then we start complaining, there is no time. Okay. So what is the mother of all Kamya Karma? Marriage. There is no Shastric injunction that a man should get married. I am not saying that they should not get married. I am just saying there is no Shastric injunction that a man should get married. Because the nature of woman, in Bhagavatam, woman is called as Stri. Stri means one who expands the material facilities. So, for a Krishna conscious person, then should we all not get married? No, it is not like that. Okay. Before marriage, normally there is a training for a man which is called as brahmachari training. What does brahmachari training do to a man? It simply shows him from the age of 5 to the age of 25 how to live without Kamya Karma. That is what brahmachari training teaches a man. So he has 25 years of training how to live without a single kamya karma. Okay. So when he accepts a wife and then enters into the realm of the mother of kamya karma, which we said is marriage, then he can direct his wife in such a way that life is lived with minimum kamya karma. This is called as simple living and high thinking. Because if you live simple, you have time to think high. If you don't live simple, you simply have time to clean your house. Nothing more. Because you have packed your life with so many things. And all these things require maintenance. And your whole life will become a servant of all the facilities which you have so carelessly accumulated. And lot of time will also go in showing off these facilities. Because once you accumulate facility, you have to show it off also. What is the use of accumulating a facility if you cannot show it off? So the point, the simple point is that if we want to save time, we have to simply remove kamya karma from our life. It could be as simple as taking your smartphone and uninstalling all the applications you have not used for the last 6 months. And as intelligent as extending that logic to remove all the things in your house which you have not used for the last 6 months. I hope Matajis will not beat me for saying this. Because if you don't use something for 6 months, I am sure that you can live your rest of your life without using it. And believe you me, there will be many things in us that we will not have used for 6 months. When I came to Dubai as a bachelor, I came with one suitcase. And then when I shifted my room from one place to another place after 2 months, I needed a 1-ton pickup. Then I got married. After getting married, when I shifted my residence from one place to another place, I needed 3 trips of 3-ton pickup. And then when we left Dubai and then came to India, we had to shift one whole container of things. That is after throwing one more container of things. So the point which I am trying to make is that how we manage ourselves is critical in Krishna consciousness. So simple living and high thinking means it's a practical concept and it's a graded concept. Unless one accepts simple living, one will not be able to do high thinking. So the formula to accept simple living is to simply give up desired activities in life, or to minimize desired activities in life. The whole system of varnashrama is actually designed in such a way that the tendency to perform desired activities is always kept under control. As I already explained, that 25 years or 20 years of a man's life, he simply is trained in brahmacharya so that he can live without kamya karma. Not minimum kamya karma, without kamya karma. This is brahmachari training. So for the next 25 years, when he accepts grahastha ashrama, he is very careful in training his wife how to live without Kama Karma or to live with minimum Kama Karma. So that at the age of 50, the woman is already ready to live a life without Kama Karma, and the man and the woman, the wife, they can accept Vanaprastha. So the whole Krishna conscious program simply means to utilize time in a manner that time becomes our friend. How does time become our friend? It is explained in this purport by quoting a shloka from second canto. Prabhupada explains this. Ayur harati vaipumsam udyan astam chayannasau tashyarte yachanonita uttama shloka vartaya. Human being is very, very intelligent. He is so intelligent that every year he celebrates his approach to death by cutting a cake and singing songs. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And then when the person actually dies, everyone laments. Bhagavatam is saying that every day by rising and setting, the sun actually removes one day of your lifetime. From the day we are born, we are starting our journey towards death. And it is by to get to free. You buy birth and death, old age and disease is free. Of course, after getting disease, you pay for it. That's a different story. But it comes to you for free. So this is Maya's offer. Buy to get to free. That is for a person who does not know how to utilize his time and simply packs his life with Kama Karma. Therefore, the best way to manage time or to manage ourselves within the given time is to make a list of all the results and activities of Kama Karma and start scoring them out in our life. Then we will be surprised to know how much time we have to hear and chant. I'll stop here. Hare Krishna. We can have some questions, comments for 5 minutes. Yes, so Aristotle that we should take.
Can you explain that shloka briefly?
Ayur Harati Vaikumsa. So it says Ayur Harati Vaikumsa. Okay? Harati means takes away. Ayur means life. Okay? Pumsa means general people. Ayur Harati Vaikumsa. Udyan Astam Cha Yantaso. By rising and setting, the sun takes it away. We know that when the sun rises, it is morning. And when the sun sets, it is evening. And between morning and evening, we lost 24 hours. Already we are older by a day. Already we are older by a day. So we are older by a day means what? Means that we already lost 24 hours of life which we could have utilized in progress in Krishna consciousness. That is why in Shastra it is said that one should practice devotional service as if one would die the next moment. And one should read Shastra as if one would never die. Because if you think that, oh, I am going to die, why should I read Shastra? No, not like that. One should read Bhagavatam as if you would never die. Constantly read and chant Bhagavatam. But practice devotional service as if you are going to die now. As if death is holding you by your shikha. That's why men should have shikha. So that they can understand that death is going to hold me by the shikha and pull me away. And also another good thing, that when death is going to pull you away, your Guru Maharaj can pull you on this side with your shikha. Anyway, so that's the point. That one becomes very aware of what is happening to us. Normally I have heard this many times and I also say this many times. One has to become conscious first. Then one can become Krishna conscious. Without becoming conscious, one cannot become Krishna conscious. So one has to become conscious of the most precious commodity with us, which is time. And that commodity is such a thing that once it is lost, it cannot be purchased back. That is the reason why it is said that one of the symptoms of a person in bhava is that he does not waste a moment outside Krishna consciousness. So it is not outside our experience that we don't waste time. For example, from morning, most of you are here and you are utilizing your time nicely in Krishna consciousness. But then also in between there is some idea that I can talk some worldly matter between gaps, in between gaps. So when there is arati going on, then everyone is concentrated on the deities, and then when there is some katha going on, everyone is generally concentrated on the katha, but there is always a gap. Okay? And in the gap, we should become conscious of what we talk. I'm not saying that we cannot have any social interaction. I'm not saying like that. Okay? Social interaction is nice. Okay? But the social interaction should be done in a way that increases our taste in Krishna consciousness. So any activity which does not increase our taste in hearing and chanting, we should actually re-evaluate the validity of that activity in our life. That whether that activity is required for us or not. This is the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam. It says, Shramayeva hi kevalam. It is just useless labor. Therefore, it's very important that our time should be relevantly spent in Krishna consciousness. It should be spent relevantly in Krishna consciousness. Very important. Very important for us. And we can see that Swayambhuva Manu is doing this. What is the significance of Swayambhuva Manu doing this? There is a great significance in that. Because normally we say that because of our material responsibilities, we don't have time. I am a manager of such and such place, or I am a worker in such and such situation. I am responsible for such and such activity. Now, we are talking about a person who is Swayambhuva. He is responsible for this for the management of the entire universe. And what he does, he is ever engaged in hearing, contemplating, writing down, and chanting the pastimes of the Lord. Many times we should actually take inspiration from karmis, non-devotees. They are highly inspiring. You see how they are always plugged with different types and different shapes and different designs of earphone, always stuck to their ear. Whatever they do, you see how they are so plugged. They are so intent in their purpose to go to hell that they don't waste any time in going to hell. They hear so much of garbage, and you see how they are very keen in utilizing their time in speaking and hearing garbage. So if they can do that to go to hell, why can't we do this in Krishna consciousness and go back to Golok Vrindavan? So they are a great source of inspiration. So it is not that it is out of our experience to constantly hear, chant and remember. Because hearing, chanting and remembering is always happening. But we can make a conscious choice to hear, chant and remember Maya's activities, or hear, chant and remember Krishna's activities. And when we hear, chant and remember Krishna's activities, time is well utilized. Okay? I was also asked to read something from Nectar of Devotion. Page 14. Oh, I'll read the second paragraph. Okay. The rareness of pure devotional service. In the preliminary phase of spiritual life, there are different kinds of austerities, penances, and similar processes for attaining self-realization. However, even if an executor of these processes is without any material desire, he still cannot achieve devotional service. And aspiring by oneself alone to achieve devotional service, it is also not very hopeful, because Krishna does not agree to award devotional service to merely anyone. Krishna can easily offer a person material happiness or even liberation, but he does not agree very easily to award a person engagement in his devotional service. Devotional service can in fact be attained only through the mercy of a pure devotee. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 19.151, it is said, by the mercy of the spiritual master who is a pure devotee, and by mercy of Krishna, one can achieve the platform of devotional service. No other way. John. So we can see from this verse in Nectar of Devotion, I am assuming that we have time till we open the altar. So we can see that from this passage in Nectar of Devotion, that pure devotional service is not very easy. It's not very easy. It is very rarely attained. Sudurlabha. And even one cannot attain pure devotional service by millions and millions of lifetimes of austerity. Janma koti shukrudev na labhyate, it is said. So, how fortunate we are that we have actually received the mercy of a pure devotee. Rupa Goswami is saying that even if one does lot of austerity, tapasa brahmacharyena, samena cha, damena cha, tyagena satya sauchabhyam, yamena niyamena va. When you do all this circus, okay, but still one is not eligible to attend devotional service. But we are so fortunate that devotional service actually came knocking in our doors. And many times we were actually pulled into devotional service by devotees who constantly actually called us, kept calling us, please come for the program, please chant, please take initiation. So like this, we got the mercy. But now that we took up the mercy, we got the mercy, and we took up the process, and we decided this process is our life, then it makes sense for us to practically utilize our time in simply engaging and advancing in Krishna consciousness. And the process is also made so easy, because in other times to chant Hare Krishna means is so difficult. In Satya Yuga, if you want to chant Hare Krishna, you have to at least do 10,000-15,000 years of Ashtanga Yoga. And you do all that, put your hand on the leg on the hand, and put both of them on your neck and do a somersault. And that too closing one nose and breathing through the other nose. After doing all that for many thousands and thousands of years, then finally your spiritual master will in great secrecy will tell you to chant Hare Krishna. So in Treta Yuga, if you have to chant the holy name, then you have to be so qualified to conduct a fire yajna that if the animal is cut and thrown into the fire, then immediately the animal comes back with life, or it gets a higher life. If you don't qualify yourself with such Brahma Tejas, then forget it. There is no question of chanting Hare Krishna. So much austerity is required in Treta Yuga to chant Hare Krishna. In Dwapara Yuga, if one has to chant Hare Krishna, one has to be very expert in serving the deity. One has to be very expert in all the different rules and regulations of approaching and serving the deity. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. But in Kali Yuga, chanting Hare Krishna is forced into you because of the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is so merciful that he is seeing that who is the most unqualified. And then he is giving this process which is so difficult to attain in the other yugas to the most unqualified person. That's why Narada Das Thakur is saying that, oh my Lord, you are very famous to give mercy to the most unqualified. I am the most qualified because I am the most unqualified. So, being most unqualified has become our qualification in Kali Yuga. We have to utilize that qualification to the fullest extent, not by continuously remaining unqualified, but by becoming qualified, by chanting Hare Krishna. Once we got the mercy, we should utilize it nicely. We'll stop here. Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, Granthraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Pavana Dwadasi ki jai.
Harilila Prabhu ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki. You have a question? I think you can ask me later because I think there's. Okay, I was asked to speak something about Vamana Dwadasi. Looks like time is expanding. Okay, so this is Vamana Dwadasi and this is the time of appearance of Lord Vamanadev. I was asked to speak for 2 minutes. So I am going to exactly tell you a most critical point which is actually very relevant to what we discussed today in the conversation between Vamana and Bali. Okay. So when Vamana came to Bali Maharaj and then he asked for the 3 steps, Bali Maharaj made fun of him. And then he said that I am such a great personality that anyone comes to beg some charity from me should not go to anybody else throughout his lifetime. I am such a great person and you are simply asking me 3 steps. So you are not very intelligent. You don't know what to ask. And you don't know how to ask things to me, like a great personality like me. So probably I'll help you to ask what you should ask from me. And then he gave him a whole list of what he can ask. And then Vamana said a classic statement. It is very relevant to what we discussed today. He said, my dear king, if one cannot be satisfied by what he needs, one cannot be satisfied by what he wants, even if he gets the 3 worlds. This is the reply of Vamanadev. He said, if one cannot be satisfied by what he needs, one cannot be satisfied by what he wants, even if he gets the 3 worlds. This is another story that he took the 3 worlds away from Bali. But this is a very important principle which Vamanadev explained about the nature of desire in material world. The nature of desire in material world is such that there is a very nice analogy is given that desire is like a fire and satisfying that desire is like pouring ghee into that fire. It only burns bigger and bigger as we satisfy it more and more. And it comes a stage where the body is not able to cope up with that desire. Okay? Because we become. So then we have our bodily extensions who can reflect the satisfaction of that desire, which are our children. So what we do, we make our children the vehicle for satisfying our desire. I didn't become a doctor, so you become a doctor. I didn't become engineer, so you become engineer. I didn't become so and so, so you become so and so. So desire of a person keeps expanding without limit in this material world. Shri Radha Madhav ki, Shri Gaurang Thai ji ki, Krishna Dev Bhagwan ki, Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Gaur Premanande. So the best remedy for this disease of expanding desire is to become aware of desired activities in our life and then start reducing them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This is Harilila Prabhuji ki.
Jai.
Thank you very much Prabhuji for an enlightening class. Hare Krishna. Today morning, after the first prasadam, we will have Ishtagoshti, occasion of Guru Maharaj's arrival. We will start sharp at 10 o'clock, or before 10 o'clock if everybody are ready.